Hello, everyone, and welcome back for Kids Week 2022 at the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. How are we doing out there today? All right, absolutely. And hello to everyone tuning in from home as well. We are live streaming today. My name is Alicia, and I am so excited to welcome you all back here on site again for another Kids Week. We have so much exciting stuff going on for you. Today is the last of our NASA days, so we've got a whole bunch of exciting scientists and engineers with a lot of really fun activities and exhibits all around the floor here today. We've got a really great talk coming up at 1 o'clock as well with a NASA engineer too. And all week we've got some performances, we've got animals, we've got all sorts of stuff for the whole family all week long. So if you happen to, get a little excited and you want to hear some of that other stuff too, come back later on this week. We'd love to have you. But everyone, you might not know, this museum is actually home to 28 of our fastest aircraft in the world. We also have a Cold War era submarine that you can explore right outside on the pier. And we've also got, of course, a fabulous space shuttle, the Space Shuttle Enterprise, right above our heads in the Space Shuttle Pavilion. And hey, if you've all been up there, did you happen to see anything else very cool up there? Something maybe that's roving around on Mars. We have a full-scale replica of the Mars rover and Mars helicopter currently up there underneath the space shuttle as we speak. So later on today, make sure that you don't leave without checking those out. But everyone, I am very excited to introduce to you now a good friend of mine. Please welcome, right behind me, we've got Michael Stevens from our fabulous Intrepid Education Department. And he is going to be doing a demonstration for us now on how things fly. So take it away, Michael.
All right, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, friends. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Excellent, excellent. So I'm so excited to see all these faces here today. It's so great to see all of you coming out and having a great time for Kids Week. We're going to think today about how things fly. Now, it's something very near and dear to me, but to all of us. It's something that's everywhere we walk. It's also in our bodies. And we need it to live. What do you think I'm talking about? Yes, air, exactly. Air, perfect. So we're going to think about how air is used to make things fly, all right? Now, this wouldn't be a really good talk unless we did a demonstration. So I have a couple of objects here. I have my drone Zip. You can see it has 4 rotors, quad rotors there. Now, I'm going to make Zip fly. Now, hopefully Zip's not going to go all over the place. But let's see what happens when Zip flies. Zip was flying straight up and down, right? Now, I actually caught Zip in my hand. But what if we were to not have air? These rotors need air to move over and under in order for it to fly. So what do you think would happen if I were to take Zip, put it in this bell jar, and remove the atmosphere? What do you think will happen? Yes. You don't think it'll fly? Give me a thumbs up if you agree. You don't think it'll fly. Okay, give me a thumbs down if you think it will. Yes. Maybe it'll fly slowly. So we're going to see. Okay, so I like how you're mentioning the words pressure. We're going to talk a lot about that today. Now, on Earth, we have an atmosphere, so we have air pressure. All right? So I'm going to turn on this bell jar. Make sure that it's airtight. Nothing is coming out of it. There we go. It's like the vacuum of space. I'm going to try to fly Zip. The rotors are moving, but Zip isn't flying. Now, that's very, very interesting. It does make me think of another place away from Earth. A place that you might have seen some things where NASA's going to and exploring. It actually has thinner air. Its atmosphere is much less than ours. What do you think? What place are we talking about? Okay, yeah, it's not flying, but what place are we talking about? Mars. So you may have seen Ingenuity, the helicopter. Zip has some small rotors. In order for Ingenuity, NASA's testing the flight of helicopters on Mars. Mars doesn't have much of an atmosphere compared to Earth. So those need to be longer, much faster rotors in order for it to spin and be able to produce lift. All right? So we're going to think about that today. And we're going to demonstrate that in another way. I have this bag right here. And what I want you to do, I'm going to try to fill up this bag in 5 seconds. All right? In 5 seconds. So I want you to give me a countdown from 5 to 0, and see if I can fill up this bag with air. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Start counting. That didn't work. That didn't work. Oh, I think I got it. I'm going to try a pump. Okay, a pump. Okay, here we go. We're going to see. Give me a countdown from 5 again. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, that didn't work either. Okay, now that kind of brings me to a point. I just remembered a guy by the name of Daniel Bernoulli. In 1738, he was discovering how air moves. And he noticed that air moves like a fluid. All right? So I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to use the help of this blower right here. All right. Making sure this stays on. Now, I'm going to try to do this trick. You're going to try to count down again. I'm going to pull my mask down. Now, I'm going to fill this up and see if I can do it within 5 seconds. You ready to count down again? Okay, here we go. Go. So, what did we notice? What did we notice? It was much faster. So what was happening here? Daniel Bernoulli was noticing that there is fast-moving air with very little pressure that was going into the bag. When I had the bag open and I was blowing in, the air I was blowing was faster moving because it had low pressure. This becomes very important in the way we think about how air moves. So, for example, who here has been to the cafeteria and you've seen 2 lines? One line has 10 people and another line has 100. Which line would you want to stand in? The one with 10 or 100? 10. Why? It's going to go faster, right? So that's how air moves. You had inside the bag, we had low pressure, fast moving air. So on the outside, there was some very high pressure that's going to squeeze that air into the bag, and it helps balance that air out. So we're going to explore a few more things. Let's explore how that looks with these. So I'm going to turn this on. This is my leaf blower. And we're going to explore that with these 2 beach balls. All right. So what we're seeing here is this low pressure, fast moving air is going to help these beach balls stay up. All right. And then there's going to be a higher pressure, slower moving air that's pushing against that other type of air. That's why they're able to stay up. Oh, that one didn't stay up as well. All right, that's okay. So I'm going to try it a little differently. Let's try it with this one. Do you think I can get this one to stay in the air? Kind of looks like magic, but it's not. It's the same idea of how air is moving, but air is also moving over and under, over and under. I'm actually going to tilt this to see what happens. It stayed. Well, while we're seeing that and exploring with that, I want to think about a couple of other things that we're seeing here. All right? I want to show you this wing. So this is on a curved surface. I want us to think about an airfoil on an airplane wing. Notice this wing is going to have curvature, right? Just like this ball. So there is low pressure flowing over the top, and then there's high pressure underneath. They want to meet up. Remember that long lunch line? The people there in the 100, the line with 100 people, they want to meet up with the smaller line. And that's going to eventually put lift into the wing, right? So that's how it looks when it's curved. Let's explore that with this aero prop. All right? So you can see how this is going to look. These rotors here are curved. They're not straight. That's going to help the two types of airflow. All right? That's going to help produce lift. So I'm going to spin this and we're going to see where it goes. See how it went? So that slower moving air was underneath, faster moving air on top, and it's going to produce lift. All right? Produce lift. When it's doing that, the air down here is going to be pushed down. If it's pushed down, there's an actual other scientist by the name of Isaac Newton. And he had 3 laws of motion. And his third law, he said, for every action, there's an equal but opposite. Does anybody know the word? Reaction. So the opposite reaction of the air being pushed down is the craft goes up. All right? So that's how these wings are working. That's how they are working. Now, let's go back to this blower for a second. Another thing that we want to think about, if I were to do this, it's still staying up. Right? It's kind of like magic. Well, when I had it straight up, there was lower pressure. Now, this lower pressure is being met with that high pressure. That's what's allowing the air to move from the top and underneath, and it's pushing the ball up. All right? Pushing the ball up. All right, so I'm going to take this, turn that off so we can get through. Yeah, sorry. There we go. So I want to show you this other type of concept with curvature. I want you to think about baseball, all right? Who here thinks I can get this to fly? Give me a thumbs up if you think this can fly. All right. Give me a thumbs down if you don't think it can fly. Well, we're going to make it fly. And so these are Magnus Cups. Notice that they're curved just like the wings. And I'm going to point it this direction so it's not going towards anybody. And we're going to see what happens. Oops, let me make sure I have it nice and tight. Sometimes this works really well, other times it doesn't. If it doesn't work well, just say, that's cool. Here we go. Oh, okay, my friend, if you can hand that back to me, thank you so much. So I got it to fly. It was gliding because that same idea with this air from the blower, there was lower pressure on the top, and because of the curvature, it was going under, meeting up with that higher pressure, right? And it produced lift. So that's how air works. That is how air is working. Now, what's so cool about this? We got those Magnus Cups to fly. We can think back to Zip, but I can think about another drone just like this. Her name is Grace. Now, knowing all this from Daniel Bernoulli and Isaac Newton and how air flows, we can think about future technology, getting things to take off. We can get them to turn from left to right. We can move things up and down and all around, right? Oops. Let me see that. All right, let me see it, my friend. Thank you. So, my friends, I want to thank you for joining us, for learning how we can make things fly using air. If you have any questions, I'll stick around for a few minutes and answer any of those questions that you might have. Otherwise, have a wonderful day here at the Intrepid Sea Air and Space Museum. Enjoy all the activities, and we'll see you around.
All right, put your hands together for Michael from the Intrepid's education team. I gotta say, Michael, that really blew us away.
Oh.
All right, everyone. So as you actually may know, too, the Intrepid Museum does offer a variety of programs, both on-site here for kids as well as virtual. We have programming for K through 12. We've got programming for teens. We've got programming for after-school activities and seniors, everyone. So definitely, if you're interested in some of that, check out intrepidmuseum.org/education. Also, again, we've got a number of wonderful friends here from NASA, so be sure to check out all of those neat exhibits and activities. And also, don't forget to check out our Education Maker Zone right over here. Coming up today, we've got some rovers, some Mars rovers. You can make your own Mars rover and then go see the model upstairs. And we've also got mission patches, so you can make your very own mission patch too. So don't go anywhere, everyone. We've got another really exciting thing coming up at 1 o'clock. We're going to have a NASA engineer here to tell us a little bit about their work on the Mars 2020 mission. So stick around. We'll see you right back here at 1 o'clock. And that goes for you tuning in at home as well. Happy Kids Week, everyone.